And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. We have another exciting interview. I have Patrick Michael Hoffman here today, and I'm really excited. I met him through Moj in her She Connect and all the cool things Moj is doing over there. But I wanted to get to know a little bit more about Patrick, so thank you for being here, Patrick.
Thank you for hosting me, Derek.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
All right. Who am I? Well, me, so there's a lot of things I used to do, companies and services, and try doing a lot, throughout life. And then biggest thing I guess we'll say here is that in end of 2016, I wrecked my motorcycle and I wrecked it and I was in a coma for a week. I got a dent here in my skull, broke my neck, backbone, legs, arms. I mean, it was pretty rough. And from there, I had to relearn like my memory because I didn't remember quite who I was, we'll say, and my short-term memory was gone. So like I didn't remember like 20, 30 seconds later, I'm kind of like forgetful. So I had to, so through that, I slowly started to understand like just who I was and who I thought I was and who I wasn't. And basically went with that. And it was through that I gained clarity on just my direction in life and what I thought I was doing, what I thought I wanted to go and where and what and why and how and all that good stuff. And it was then that I started contemplating where I thought I wanted to go and what I liked and stuff like that. And through that, after my accident, because I didn't really know where I was, through that I kind of started just to discern what I actually truly wanted and what I thought I wanted and didn't really. It was just a belief, something I thought I wanted to do and stuff, something that I learned from others in my reality, friends, family. I'm like, oh, and I basically created like a misconception, like I really wanted that. I'm like, oh no, I really don't. It's just probably because of this and that. Anyway, um, so yeah, basically, who am I? It's just like at this point, like I'm not. I've dabbled in a few things like the materialistic when it comes to like the workforce and trying to get into whatever, and I'm like nothing seems to fit. And on top of that, when it comes to like walking and moving my body, actually using my body like a man that I am, I'm like, it's kind of rough. So it's like I get like pretty fatigued and whatever, pretty easy. So so at this point, essentially what I've been up to, Derek, is just making content and speaking to, having interviews with like you, like yourself, and to show others, that like there's another way. There's another way. It's not, you know, what you can do. Like I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do, I got to make money, I got to make this, I got to create this, or that's great and all, but it's actually like the doing comes next. It's the first before that. It's the knowing who you really are. When you get down in there and you introspect and contemplate and really reason with yourself and actually understand like who you are there within, you'll start to give you direction on where you actually want to go and then what you really truly are. And that's where like you're really, it's just the essence of your being first. It's just the being. And through your being, then it's like, oh yeah, I can just feel that goodness. And then like through that, you just it's just kind of like you just flow, I guess we'll say. um but any questions, I guess, about any of that, Derek?
Yeah, no. What I was thinking about is I have a teacher like a whose teacher would always tell him, if you had amnesia, all your stresses and worries would go away. And I'm wondering if like you kind of experience that, if you have kind of an understanding of maybe what that means.
Yeah, I guess we'll say yeah. I mean, I don't have like a full. I do remember like my childhood and stuff, luckily,
Yeah.
so I do remember that. I only don't remember about 2 months worth.
Okay.
Um, that's about all I forget. But well, I mean, there was a little bit patchiness afterwards, but yeah, definitely. I feel what you're saying there.
That's cool. So, I mean, it's you're doing a lot of different things. You're finding yourself. You've kind of, yeah. Let's get a little bit deeper into what you're actually doing because you found yourself. or you're getting to know yourself. And then what's the next part for either you or for what you're doing? Well, how are you helping people or how are you helping yourself? Or give us some clues here.
All right, for sure, for sure. All right, so how I was mentioning to you earlier there before the interview, I just purchased last September, August, 36 acres next to Sedona, Arizona, and I plan to create so much there. Exactly what it is, that's kind of like I'm kind of just taking the steps as they come, because there's a lot I can think of and put down on paper, books and stuff, but it's like as the steps go and like as I meet people and share with people, maybe I have experiences. Different people come into my life and different experiences happen, and like maybe they have this or they have this or they want to do this, and it's like, whoa, that's a whole different thing I never even thought about, and I wouldn't even anticipated that. But because I was open to speak to you and talk to you and whatnot, like you brought forward this whole nother idea. I'm like, whoa. So basically, there's a lot here, but in Arizona, I want to create like a community, to show another way, to show another way of living, a way of being, we're human beings, not human doings. The being comes first. So it's all about that. And in this being is not just, well, it is your mindset, but as within, so without. So when you go through these barriers and blocks and this whatever you need to you go through that, and you let that stuff go, and it's gonna be some vulnerability and whatnot doing that. It's not necessarily easy, especially some people are different, but and it's through that I'm going to create. Now what I was getting at. Okay, so your mindset. So so it's as within, so without. So when you do the work within yourself, it's like then just naturally you change your lens perspective, I like to call it. So you don't see so linear and narrow. You see more wide and blue and highlighter colors, I like to say. And it's beautiful. And through that awareness that you now have, that's the enlightenment. And that's where you see just so much. And and then, okay, so what I'm getting at here, try to explain all this, is
Yeah.
that it's through that, then like naturally you're gonna start doing this and working out and exercising, meditation. You're gonna start eating healthier. It's not work. It's not work to eat healthier, to do stuff like that. It's only work in the beginning if you think it is, if that's
Mhm.
your perception. But if you let that go and you understand that it's just a belief, just something, a perception, something you think. And when you actually take action, you start doing that, you know, then you're going to realize, oh, well, this actually isn't that much work. I thought this was going to be way harder than it is. And then you're going to be like more free and feel better and whatnot. And then through that, then, like I said, the lens perspective changes. And then, like, so naturally, you're going to eat better, you're going to eat healthier, you're going to be more about like just the love, respect. You're not, it's just who you are. So you're going to embody more of that truth, that love, that compassion, joy. I mean, all these words I could say, but one second. Dogs here. You can hear them.
I can hear you.
Or you can't hear them? Okay. It
No.
was loud in the back. But okay. So, and then through that, so it's all about introspecting, seeing who you truly are within, and reflecting. There's many ways to do this, journaling, contemplating, you know uh and then going into the actual like action of like the action of doing things to like contest your beliefs, like go take cold showers, hop in an ice bath or something, like start contesting like what your mind says you can't do or is too scary, and you start doing it and you're like, oh, what this isn't actually hard, this isn't. And then you start, that's how you free yourself, is
Mhm.
it's through the vulnerability, through the ownership. Anyways, so the community. um so I guess what I'm getting at is that when you do the work within yourself, work um within, and you let go whatever you need to let go of that's been in your way, causing blockages and causing this misconception, weight, barriers, whatever you want to call it. It's then that you're gonna be on your path, and your path is gonna be whatever brings you the most highest excitement, the most joy, and most beauty, and that's gonna be living purposefully. And that purposefully living is gonna be whatever it is your it brings you the most joy. So, I mean, and that bringing you the most joy is going to be whatever your purpose you feel is. Everyone's different. And with the community, I guess going on here, the I want to create like Earthship structures, like an Earthship style academy. If you're familiar with Earthships,
No.
no, don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I would just say take a look into them. An Earthship, I could explain to you, but it'd probably take me a good couple of
Okay.
minutes to really
Yeah, well,
get
I'll look
into
it
it.
up.
So basically, it's a geothermal home that utilizes the thermal mass of
Oh,
the planet
got it.
and the sun. So you can live in Arizona and not have AC or heat and be fine, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I have seen that. I didn't know what it was called, but I've
Okay.
seen something. Yeah.
It looks like a big greenhouse with
Yeah.
windows, and then some of
Okay.
them are different depending on how they're made.
Sure.
Yes. And I'm gonna have greenhouses like and this greenhouses that are made the same way, geothermal greenhouses. So you can grow organic produce, fruit, vegetables year round, rain collection processes, way more with it. That's all kind of the material with it. But like really the whole thing is like coming together. When we come together and we start actually being our true essence of who we are, it's that we're gonna show others how to be themselves, and they're going to see that and reflect it, and it's just a chain reaction, which is happening in reality now, and anyone can see. But so that's kind of what the land is for. I mean, there's many things I plan to do with it. um I mean, I have 6 solar panels out there now. I'm going to do solar probably, um maybe some wind, I don't know, but basically just live totally off the grid, and create like a new way, essentially.
Love it. I love it. You let me know because I'm in Arizona at least once a year. So I'm gonna
Mm,
come visit you.
awesome, awesome. Where do you normally visit?
I'm in Phoenix. I have a brother that lives in Phoenix,
Oh,
but
okay,
we tend to go up. We went last January I was there and we went up to Sedona.
nice,
So we go up to the area quite a bit. I love
nice.
Sedona, so
Oh yeah, I know. It's like I'm like Arizona is different just because like I haven't been down to Phoenix yet. Actually, I've just
yeah.
heard how hot it is down there.
Yeah.
But just like how Phoenix is way down here and like Sedona and everything's way higher up here. Well, I'm actually just a little bit higher, so I'm like 6,000 feet altitude, and like Phoenix is like way down here, so it's way
Yeah.
hotter. So it's definitely a big difference. I've been told. I haven't been to Phoenix, but
Yeah, there's quite a difference te in temperature. But let's get back to you.
for
I
sure.
want to know, so it's all sounds cool what you're doing. I'm excited for you and I can't wait for all this. But if I'm not if I don't know who I am, if I have this feeling like there's more for me, I'm just not finding it. What's my next step?
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful question. Thank you for asking. So, what you want to do is sit down undisturbed, put your dogs away, your cats, whatever you got to do, at a time, and sit down with some pen and paper with yourself, and write out just what brings you your highest excitement, what brings you the most joy, like, oh, just this, oh yeah, like brings you the most joy, what you love about yourself that's bringing that joy, like, oh, I'm creative at this, and this brings me joy, like, so you're introspecting within, you're really feeling yourself here, what brings you the joy. And I've said this a couple times, so I'm not sure how to say this properly, how it works properly, because I've done it totally separate. But and then also be aware of like what actually brings you down, and what things that like are people or places are speaking, or what's bringing you down. And through that'll give you discernment. It'll give you discernment on who you are, what brings you the highest excitement, your joy, and what that you don't want and you want to stay away from, and that's not enjoyable. So have that discernment first, and then through that, when you start living through like your highest excitement, then you're going to start, things are going to come up in your life, whether it's today, tomorrow, whatever. They're going to come up to show you like oh, and it's going to show you like what you believe. It's going to show you your beliefs, how you think. It's going to show you how you think. And it's great to journal that out, write it out, put your journal out and slap it on your table, your kitchen table or something. That's like right. Oh, so it's open. I did that for years, had it sitting right open. So like something would come down to me. I was like, oh, right there, bam. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, for sure. I can do that. Oh, that makes so much sense. I'm like, wow. And I just had a huge revelation. I'm like, wow, okay. So, and then a huge thing though, which I see very prevalent in this reality, is that a lot of people they do see these, or they'll have revelations, or they'll see things, they're aware of things, but they won't take action towards their actual highest excitement and what actually is gonna bring them the most joy in the way of when they're this is bringing them excitement, and then they understand that like, oh, if they were to add this in there, whatnot, that would make it 100 times better, if not even way worse, way better than that. And then they don't do that because that would be like, oh, that's scary, or that's, oh, people are going to judge me or something, like I'm going to look like a fool. No, I'll do this though. I'm definitely, this feels good. And so they don't do that. But right there though, if they were to catch that, that right there is telling them, where to go. Like if it's fearful to you and it's scary, as long as it's not, you're not hurting someone or something like that, it's actually joyful, then definitely move in that direction. And when you do that, this will expand your comfort zone. You'll expand because you'll grow, you'll lighten this load, this weights, this baggage, and it's a process. Everyone being different. And when you do this though, you start seeing yourself, and you start actually taking action with actually down the path of what's vulnerable and scary to you, and you do that, and you're going to see how you were in your own self's way. You're blocking yourself, you're pulling yourself down with all this stuff and baggage and rackets going on up here and all this, just, just, so, it's through that you'll start to have discernment of where you want to go and where you don't want to go. And then you can make choices and make choices in that. And through those choices, trying to make sense of this here, brother. um, Through those choices, though, that will show you the truth of your truth of who you really are. What you'll do is you'll move out of your own self's way, these beliefs, these conditions that are keeping you down. You'll drop them, move out of your self's way, and what will happen is you're then going to embody the truth of your true essence, which is your authenticity, the authenticity of who you really are. And through that authenticity, life just flows great. It's beautiful. And there's just absolutely nothing that can pull you down. And even if it does kind of a little bit, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You're like, all right. And then, oh, these 4 words I put together, I don't know, it's probably been 2 years now. 4 words they're my pivot words. They're like my director to anytime I get triggered. Again, I'm sure you've heard, let thy triggers be thy guides.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard that one before, but
Yeah, for sure.
so when you get triggered and you're like, oh, you're gonna get all emotional and distraught and get pulled down and whatever. 4 words: pivot, attitude, embody, gratitude. So pivot, attitude, embody, gratitude. So pivot. So I'm frustrated. Oh man, freaking can't believe this. Whatever. And like, so okay, well I'm mad. All right, I know I'm upset. All right, well I like to put this in framework before I even get upset or distraught or anything. So what actually brings me again the highest joy and highest excitement, or what's the story? What's the story like? Uh, like a story or a time in my life where I was really excited and joyful, and I can look back at that moment and be like, oh, that felt so good. And then I remember that moment. So I'm distraught. Okay. All right. Matt. All right. I told myself pivot, attitude, and body gratitude. Okay. So, all right. Pivot. Okay. I'm pivoting. All right. So I'm out buying these video games sometimes, and it surprised me and it would excite the hell out of me. I'd be like 5, 6, 7 years old. I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited. I'm like, oh dude, I'm like getting goosebumps now, like I'm like, oh, it feels amazing, and so it's that pivot, embody that gratitude, just pull it in, feel it. Feeling is understanding, like Wim Hof likes to say. It's all about feeling. And when you feel that, that is the essence of your true self, that feeling. And when you can consistently, come back to that, the more consistently you are coming back to that feeling of love and beauty and authenticity within you, the consistency is key because the repetition creates identity.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if any questions over any of that stuff, Derek. I was just kind of rambling on.
No, it's all really good stuff. Is there anything that, maybe you wanted to talk about that you haven't talked about or you really want to share?
Oh man. Um, Yeah, man. I mean, basically, it's all about no matter who you are. I mean, essentially, I guess we'll just kind of go off of this, just kind of where I was, like after my near-death experience, just all, I couldn't think really straight or whatever. And I had my left eye, because I have a dent here in my skull. It's like a probably 5 cent, dime size piece dent here. My left eye was crooked. So I seen double for like 8 months. And seeing double for like 8 months and being distraught and I couldn't think right. I was so just, I'm like, why am I still here? Why am I still on this life? Why didn't I die? What was going on? So I was very like, I got down. I don't know how it all transpired precisely, but I was definitely on the ground, like ready to do this. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was in those moments, the deepest, darkest moments where I'm like, you know what? I started thinking about my friends and family and people, everyone else, not just myself, not just this guy, not this meat suit thing I'm wearing as a vector, not this. I'm like, wait, what about my mom and my family, my brother? Oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I gonna do? Write them letters and stuff, dude. I'm like, so I started to feel that compassion, that love, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, I can't. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be in this, but I'm like, I can't do that. So again, what I'm getting at here, I guess, is that I'm like, you know what? So I basically came to the conclusion that if I'm gonna do this, I gotta start with one thing, and that's to choose myself. I gotta choose this right here. And to choose this, all of this, to choose this, I gotta accept it. And I like to say another one is acceptance is love. Acceptance leads life. Acceptance is forgiveness. Acceptance is everything. And when you live and you embody that acceptance, there's nothing that's in your way anymore. This doesn't bother you. This isn't going to trigger you. It's like, okay, and you can actually like work through it and you can understand, what it was actually showing you. I heard something great from somebody, I forget who it was. I don't think I even knew his name. But it was this. It was pain is the roadmap to the clarity within.
Hmm.
Pain being the roadmap. So what am I saying there? Okay, so pain is this map to get down there. Okay, so what does that mean? That means you got to look at your pain. You got to face your pain. You got to see your pain and actually own it. Own it because that pain is you. And when you own it, when you own your pain, that is how you dissolve this barrier, this blockage, this heart wall. Bradley Nelson likes to call it heart wall. You break that down and you get out of this floating beliefs up here and this, trying to be a human doing, and you drop that. You release the heart wall, and you come back down here, you center yourself, you ground yourself, you feel more balanced, you feel more grounded, and just everything just flows in a better way, I guess I say. But yeah, it's just about again starting with choosing yourself. And when you start with choosing yourself, through that choosing yourself, no matter what you don't like about yourself, it's going to get better. And when you choose yourself, even if it's 1 week, 3, 4, 5 weeks, you're like, and then slowly it's going to get better because you're choosing you, you're loving you, you're accepting you. It can't get not get better. Like it's
Yeah.
impossible. So I mean, so I'm saying here, Derek, is basically choose yourself no matter what. And through that choosing, when you accept yourself, you're slowly walking your path back home. And that's going to get you back here to your
Yeah.
authenticity.
Wow. So powerful. Well, thank you so much, Patrick. Do you have any offers? Are you selling anything? Do you want to promote something while you're
Well,
here?
yeah, I did a little coaching stuff here and there, whatever and whatnot. Um, but basically at this point, I'm just really, I guess it's just if anyone wanted to reach out to me and they wanted to like, be any questions or whatnot, I'm glad to help someone. Like, please reach out to me. Like, I'll have a phone call or something, or you want to have, a Zoom call or whatever. I don't care. Like, I'm all about just service and being love and gratitude. So that's kind of where it is. Where I'm like, and I'm technically, Derek, I'm fully disabled. So
Hmm.
from my motorcycle wreck. So like I'm not like like stressing to try to get it's not like I'm like loaded here. It's like just enough to get by, but but I'm not stressing to try to get money, so that helps me a lot. And the last thing I guess I wanted to say is the only way forward is within,
Hmm.
right here. Just to stay here. But yeah, I don't have much there, so
Wow. Wow. This has been great, Patrick. If you're watching and you resonate with Patrick, contact him. He'll put maybe you can put your socials in the link or in the comments,
for sure.
and people can get a hold of you. Maybe they just want to chat. Maybe they're interested in, you know, joining your community and off of Sedona there or something. Um, but you got a great spirit about you, and you're a pleasure and a joy to speak to, and so glad we did this. Um, any last words before we sign off?
Well, Derek, I mean, I appreciate you holding the space open for life to be heard, for me to be heard, for us to see each other, and like and just for this to be seen, to be exposed, and for people to feel themselves and see themselves and come back home to the love within and really just start living. So like that's I'm just all about spreading the gratitude and love and just appreciation. So thank you for this, Derek.
Yeah, you're so welcome. We really appreciate that you were here to share with us today. And this has been so great. If you're watching and you resonate with Patrick, again, make sure you contact him. And if you like what we're doing here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive, just comment interview and we'll give you your chance to shine, share your story, share your gifts, or if you're struggling, we'll give you the support that you need. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you at the next one.